Hello, everybody! Yep, it's that time of the week again. Legend of Korra review for episode 3 for book 4. And this episode was called, I know I kind of mixed that up, but still. This episode was called The Coronation. And yes, of course, you basically guessed it. But there was more to this episode than just the coronation. It was actually a really awesome episode. But to discuss that today, and review it, I also have my fellow core brethren, Terminator Juice.
What's up, everybody? Terminator Juice, and not to confuse Coronation with Korra Nation. It was Coron or O Nation, and for Prince Wu's coronation for becoming the king. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a weird to hear you say the name after seeing it. Like it sounded like you're saying Coronation. So that was kind of funny just now. But anyway, let's go. Let's get in this.
Yeah, alright, so first off, of course, in the beginning, there was, we started out with basically Prince Wu, and of course, President Raiko, and Tenzin,
Oh.
and with Mako, and they were basically all there. Freaking Wu was telling Mako how the coronation goes, and how there's like these dancers with rocks and like this whole basically thing like if it was a festival.
Yeah, 6
And,
hours long. It was.
Yeah, it was like 6 hours long. I'm just like, what? Heck no. And it's like and Mako was just like, yeah, sure, whatever, you know. And of course then Wu did his whole dance that they do basically during the coronation, and it was, you know, he was doing all the pelvic thrusting and all that. And but the thing is, also there was a little talk between Raiko and Tenzin of what, you know, what's going to happen after Kuvira is done, and basically Tenzin was worried because Kuvira was putting people that turned against her, that wasn't really with her, like into prison camps. So as long as that was the rumor. But
And the president was just so sure that her word
Yeah.
that she was going to step down.
yeah, because he said to everybody that it's okay because she promised on her word that she would step down after from power, and then Wu would basically take over.
And Tenzin said he'd feel a lot better if Korra was there to
Yeah.
oversee everything, and that was kind of a segue into that next awesomeness.
Yeah. So basically that segue into where, of course, if you didn't know from the last episode, what the frick is wrong with you? You should be watching that. But it's basically we start off again with after that whole thing with Toph and Korra, and basically, you know, Toph's explaining how she basically goes through all this crime, basically telling her that it doesn't matter how much crime you get rid of, crime always will exist, and you know, it doesn't matter what you do. So basically, she was comparing as her chief of police, you know, jobs that she did, or
Her duties as chief of
her
police.
duties. There we go. And she basically explained why, you know, even though she took care of it, she solved the crimes and everything, that there was still crime everywhere. So it's like it wouldn't be any different from an Avatar's job, where, you know, the Avatar could do, because she makes a good point, because, you know, after Aang did the whole 100-year war thing, right? After that was basically done, then you know, there was still more crime, because later on there was actually a problem with you know, then we had what's his name, Amon. Then we had freaking Unalaq.
Wasn't there Tarlock?
Or Tarlock, I don't know. Oh, God, it's so
many.
Yeah, so many Unalaqs. I don't know what the heck. But it's like, all right, that guy, Korra's uncle, and, you know, also with Zahir, it's just no matter, she kept solving the problem over and over and over again, but crime, it just kept coming back. So that's basically what she was explaining. And anything else that you liked from that part?
Just, you know, just seeing Toph was kind of started off a little slow as her smartass, but she was just being tough, and it was just
Yeah.
awesome to see that her personality they captured it again. And the voice actor, I don't know, it definitely sounded a little like Toph could have, like, in the voice, and just they kept her in her old, outfit, just to make her more recognizable. She has the hairstyle as she always had, just kind of make her recognizable. But she definitely, her personality came through. The old Toph, she's old, but I meant the young Toph from the original series was coming through with the dialogue and stuff, and
Mhm.
it was just awesome. And Korra was trying to get her to train her and help her figure out why she's so bad at earthbending and the other elements. So she's hoping
Yeah.
Toph will help her get back her Avatar mojo. So that was cool. Continue.
So basically, I think after that, then we went back to what was happening at Republic City,
Mm-hmm.
and basically all the world leaders were coming in to the hotel. So basically, at the beginning, though, we saw Kuvira, Bolin, and of course Kuvira's fiance. We saw them all come in, and then of course Bolin's just like, "Yeah, I'm back in Republic City," and then all of a sudden, boom, Asuka shows up.
Yeah, that was great.
I was just like, "Oh, well, peace." Like, it's over.
And she
But
comes swooping up, and I see you got a new girlfriend, and she's looking at Kuvira. And
yeah,
said something, I can't remember what she said.
she said she's more good. Like, I think it was
Threatening
like, yeah, I think it was just like, good job. She's even more threatening than me. Like,
or something, yeah,
yeah,
terrifying or something.
yeah, it was something like that. I was just laughing because it was like, God dang, Asuka. She,
But there's a little creepy part where
yeah,
the hotel's like, I'm sorry, we might have misbooked your room. We got you in the same room, and there's only one bed. And I'm just like, is that an incest joke they're making? And then Jessica's like, no, I forget his brother.
Desna.
Desna's sleeps in the tub.
I'm just like, really? What the frick is going on here? So basically, Desna's just that one that's just. It's just like when they're at back at their place in the North Pole. So basically, he would be on the floor with newspapers, and you'd be on the bed. Like, what the frick?
It's still a little creepy that
Yeah,
they
it's
sleep in the
it's really
same room.
weird. But those two have been like attached. I don't know
Hmm.
because they're really that attached. Um, and then of course after that, Mako came in and said hello to Bolin, and they did a whole little greeting,
Hmm.
and it was like, how's it working for Kuvira? It's actually good in Bolin's eyes. It's actually good. We've been helping a lot of people. Blah blah blah. And then of course Wu goes over to Kuvira.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, wait, no,
I
not
think
that's not happened
Sue
next.
and
Sue,
her
yeah,
and her son.
yeah. It was Sue and her son, and of course they were talking about, and Sue was angry with her, with him. Sorry, and he's just like, oh well, we're gonna get, we're engaged, so he's gonna be a part of our family very very soon. It's just like, well, I'm just gonna be glad that she's gonna be out of power. That's
Hmm.
Sue is really against of what she was doing, and she gave a good reasoning because she didn't want to go around the Earth Kingdom being like, oh, she has all this power. She didn't
Hmm.
want to be like a dictator basically, like Kuvira's being. So I kind of like that part. Basically, we got an idea of why Sue is not really with, and Opal also is not really with Kuvira's standings. And then after that, of course, Wu comes in again, going, freaking again, acting like he did with Asami with Kuvira,
Hmm.
and just all of a
You're not
sudden,
too terrible looking for a military type or
yeah, I'm
something.
just like, what the heck?
You're easy on the eyes for a military type, It's like,
Yeah.
uh,
And I was just like, what the heck? What are you doing? And then, of course, it's just like, don't worry, I'll help you out with booking a room or something like that. And then the guy comes in like, or no,
It's like, it's all
yeah.
right. We don't need help. We already have the presidential suite.
And then he's like, presidential suite, but I have the presidential suite. And then the butler, the guy comes in and is just like, no, it seems like we had to switch you out to a junior suite.
Yeah, nice junior suite.
It's just like, wow.
And then there's a shot of Kuvira and just saying, you gotta know something. I always get my way. Dun dun
Hmm.
dun. Like she's got
Yep.
the scowl, and I want to just give a shout out to Zelda Williams for her voice acting.
Yeah.
Perfect. I didn't know that was her till recently. Like you told me. Um,
She
I
she
saw her
really,
name associated. I just didn't know she was Kuvira, and it's just like
wow.
that's a sexy voice, and
Yeah.
it's a perfect voice for that character. So I know she's not watching this, but I just wanted to say that she's doing a great
Yeah, you
job.
never know.
Yeah.
But I know she's really doing a great job with that voice. I really would not expect this kind of acting from her,
Hmm.
but she's doing a great job. I'm really happy about that. That at least the villain's doing good. So basically what happens next is I think we go back to
Toph and
with
Korra.
yeah, Toph and Korra,
Or
where
did we see the people come in, the Earth King, and be telling them that they didn't have his crown and all that? Did
no,
that
that was after Toph and
Okay.
Korra.
Okay.
That was after Toph and Korra. So basically Toph and Korra. Now Toph was dueling Korra, and dang Toph, man, you are good. She there's all this stuff coming at her. She just like she basically earthbends part of where she's standing. She goes up because there's like some water in the bottom coming after her, and then an air slice coming from the top, and then boom, she goes right back down and just like freaking knocks Korra right back.
Yeah, with using mud, which is odd.
Yeah,
It's like earth and water mixed together, so
yeah, it
she's
was
controlling the earth and
yeah.
almost a waterbender with the mud. It's kind of cool to see that. It was the first time we've ever seen anything like that, I think.
Yeah, she actually I don't think so because if you notice from the Airbender when they were in that village that was with all this
Oh yeah, she
polluted,
cleared the mud off them.
yeah, they took the mud and everything from the water and put the water back so it was
Hmm.
clean. So yeah, I mean I like that she's using it in a way
Hmm.
because she basically can use it like her little meteor thing she used to have. I don't know if she still probably has it. Probably we'll see it soon. But it's like she basically uses every single bit of Earth. She she's amazing. It's like God dang, that's what happens when you put somebody that's blind but that can sense everything.
Yeah, and she
And
was
that's
just
yeah.
wrecking Korra. She just destroyed her. Like Korra had no chance against her.
Yep.
And my favorite part of that was when Korra gets thrown into that water and comes
Yeah.
up with the elbow leech, the
The
elbow
elbow
sucker.
leads.
And she didn't even know it was there. And Toph just rips it off her arm. And that was just a good throwback. It reminded me of, like I've said in last episode review, it's just reminded me of the original series more and more as we get along into this season. And book 3 kind of started that, and then this is just really feeling like that. You had Toph just picking on the Avatar, just like when she was beating up on Aang, trying to teach him
Yep.
earthbending. You had like a little frog jumped on Korra's shoulders, like a frog squirrel. Just little animal touches like they never had. There was always some kind of animal or something in the original series that just for a good little laugh or something. So they're getting back to that, and just Toph and her sassiness it was just great.
It
It
was
was,
awesome.
it was I watched it 3 times already.
I had to too. It's just like every single time I see it, it's just she acts like her old self. When we saw the flashback, she really wasn't acting like her old self
Hmm.
because she was like chief of the police unless she was around Aang or probably any of the friends. But now she's basically like she's basically just like her younger self but old.
Hmm.
Which is nice. I like it. It really put a really lot of references to Airbender. I
Hmm.
really like that. And also, what she pointed out is why she loves the swamp is that she basically can see everything that is connected to the swamp, which is basically the whole Earth, and she can basically see Sue and Lin and all the stuff that's been going on. So I think she knows what's going on. It's
Hmm.
just I don't think she really wants to get involved because she really doesn't like want to really get frustrated again. But I think there's going to be a point where Kavira is going to probably attack the swamp, and you know, Toph is going to get pissed off from that. So there probably is going to be something like that.
Yeah.
And she also did mention that she was fighting swamp benders.
Hmm.
It
That
was
was
really cool.
And then it kind of ended with her and Korra walking, and Toph just kind of gloating about how being an old woman, she just kicked her butt, and she said if she was her in her prime, she would have destroyed her or something like
Yep.
that. And then Korra was like, I can't figure out why I'm a step slow. Why can't I do this? And then Toph was like, it's probably that metal in your blood, holding you back. And Korra didn't realize that some of that poison, that mercury or whatever we think it is,
Yeah.
still in her blood. And so that was kind of interesting. That gives us a little bit more of a reason why Korra's so inept at bending and stuff. Right? Still, it's not just mental. So there's actually some physical, something that's interfering. So that was kind of a little piece to that puzzle.
Yep. It's really now basically she knows what is really going on because the poison's still there doing
Hmm.
something. So it's giving her like the images of the avatar state and all that.
Hmm.
So that really basically now we know how the problem's gonna be solved. Probably she's gonna bend it out herself. I
Yeah,
don't
because
know
Toph,
because
Toph was trying to bend it out, and Korra
yeah.
just kept squirming and freaking out. So I think that scene ended with Toph telling her to basically she's going to have to bend the poison or the metal out herself if she ever
Hmm.
wants to get better. And then there was that scene where Toph basically is saying she doesn't want to get the metal out because she wants to have an excuse to not be good at being the avatar, So she's kind of told Corey, it's like you knew it was there subconsciously, whatever. You knew you had a problem. You just didn't want to face it because you want to have that excuse to not be a good avatar or not be the avatar anymore. So
Yep.
that was kind of a deep thing for the show. I wasn't expecting anything like that. So that was pretty cool.
I mean, Toph really, dang. I would not expect that, from her. But it's really cool that, at least we get to see more, and we did see more of her and all that. So, basically now it goes back to Republic City, of course. We're there. And all of a sudden, the coronation have, oh, no, not yet. What are they called again? For the Earth
I
Kingdom?
forget who the three representatives that were going to do the coronation. They told Wu that most of the stuff had been stolen, the crown,
Yeah.
everything. And all they had was this royal gem, and it was an earring from the queen or whatever. And they said, "Well, look at it. Think of it as a brooch, the royal brooch." And then he was kind of disappointed, but then it kind of cut to the presentation. They just
Yeah.
cut right to the chase. He was getting the brooch put on, and they showed Zuko was in the crowd, his daughter. None of them had any dialogue though. It was just they were just
Yeah.
kind of giving a shot. And then he gives Kuvira the Kyoshi Medal of Honor or whatever, and kind of gives. I thought it was kind of a nice thing of him to do. And then she says that she wanted to make a speech or whatever. And I'll let you recap what she said.
Oh yeah. So basically, she said that now that now basically she's making an Earth empire, and of course she's gonna rule it. And if anybody crosses the borders, they'll be crushed. And at the same time, she crushes the Kyoshi Medal of
Hmm.
Freedom. Now look at that for a second. Medal of Freedom
Yep.
crushes it. So basically, the Earth Kingdom is not really going to be free of choices. Like here we can like say, "Oh, I don't
Hmm.
like the government," right? But there, if you say that, probably you're going to be thrown in prison.
Yeah, and it
So
basically sounds like they're going to close the borders, and the
yeah,
Earth Empire, the Earth Nation's dead. It's the Earth Empire, and they're going to do things their way, and basically closing the doors and the borders to anyone, like any diplomacy or anything, basically. And I was like, she's in Republic City. I'm not exactly sure if that's still in the Earth Empire because they haven't really shown where that's sitting, but I'm guessing it's
yeah.
part of the Earth Empire. So is she gonna take over Republic City? I don't know, but it's
I
like,
don't think so because I think Republic City is now its own thing. And it
yeah.
has like its own kind of border.
But she
So
like made that speech, and then just like there's no one there to say no,
yeah,
like
right. No
just try to
one. I
stop her right
was
then and there. She's
yeah, I
just
was like, what the heck is going on?
she's like walking around the hotel afterwards. Just it was a
Yeah.
little weird, but anyway.
The way though I think of it because remember what Varric said is and that's on to the next one is basically what Varric said is like oh, they can't do anything because the Earth Kingdom basically has all the metal and everything. So if they even try to do something, we can just cut off the supply and
Yep.
all that. And it was like, dang, they really do have control, because metal right now in that time is really playing a role in
Mm-hmm.
technology, and that is another word that really I was never used in Avatar.
Mm-mm.
Never.
Because Kuvera
Technology.
said that they're gonna grow through technology
Yeah.
and something else, and so that
So it
was.
was.
But then there was
So
a little bit of repercussions. They had Bolin and Mako kind of
yeah.
having an argument. Um, who did Kuvera have it? Did she have a standoff with
Sue.
him? Yeah, yep. About their metal city, and
Yeah.
I can't quite remember how that went. I think you recapped it for me last night.
She basically, Kubira said basically like, you know, you should have done this. It was like all that, and then Sue was like, no, because I would have been like basically like a dictator,
Mm-hmm.
like you, and I will never, turn Zalfu, and something like that. We will never be a
So,
part of this. And she basically threatened, Kuvira basically threatened
mhm.
um, the Zalfu. So
There will
something's
be a
gonna happen there.
showdown. There
Yeah,
will be a
something's gonna
showdown.
happen.
What happened next? I just watched the damn episode, but
I know, right? Basically, what happened
oh,
next
I
is,
remember Mako and
yeah,
Wu.
Mako and Wu. We're gonna try to get through this. Mako and Wu, basically they're in the room, and then all of a sudden, Bolin opens the door. Of course, Wu's upset that what happened during the coronation.
He was
Um,
pouting.
yeah. But then Bolin knocks on the door. Mako goes out to say, "Hey, how's it going?" But they were also discussing about what was going on with Kuvira, and all this stuff basically just went haywire. It's like now they're separate. I'm surprised that Sami did not have a role
Yeah,
at
she wasn't
all.
even in that episode, which is odd, but
Yeah, she's
um,
like, "Oh, I can't wait to see everyone again. It's gonna be
hmm
great to have that." But where were you?
yeah.
So,
And then what? It was Mako and Wu were gonna go shopping to the
yeah.
little Basing Se shopping center,
I was
and
like, they actually made that. Like,
and they ran into like a mob of people buying Kuvera shirts, and Wu threw some kind of
some juice.
a
Yeah.
smoothie or something, so they had to like duck and run from a mob of people. And that scene where it was like the Earth Kingdom temple, but it was a
Yeah.
restaurant, and Wu's just like losing his mind. He just busts in there, knocks over food from the waiters, and rips a little kid out of the throne chair, and like just starts pouting. And but he actually quickly turned into a more humble character, like in that
Yeah.
scene, at the end
Because
of that scene.
that's the thing. I know. I know he acts like he's so like immature, and why is he becoming king and all this stuff. But at that time, I kind of felt bad,
Hmm.
because he's basically, I think he would be different than, of course, the queen, right? Because the queen was just a weird nut job, and she basically would like execute anybody. But I think he would actually, because he was like, hey Mako, we're gonna live the life, don't worry about it.
Hmm.
He actually was kind of kind, and I could kind of feel it, because he didn't even get a chance to show people how, when he was gonna become king. He really didn't get a chance to show people. He really didn't do anything, because remember, Kuvira was actually doing everything. So I kind of did feel bad for him, because he didn't have a chance to at least show
But maybe
what
he
he could do.
needed to be humbled with this
Yeah.
to become a better person. So
So I'm glad that Mako's doing something, where he's actually trying to toughen up Wu, and be like, you really gotta fight back for your country, basically.
hmm
And you gotta, and really, you wouldn't want to be a sad sob, because would you want a sad sob to be your king, right?
hmm
Which basically would be Wu. But and Wu was just like, yeah, you actually got a point there. So I actually did feel bad for him a little bit.
hmm
But after that, then I think it went to.
Well, we had the two big things that stand out are Tenzin sending his kids
Oh,
to
Tenzin.
find
Okay.
Korra, and then the Varric scene at the end. Like,
Yeah. Tenzin, basically, he rounds up his three kids. He's just like, this is a very important mission. You must find the Avatar. It's just like, can I count on you to do it? Well, I'm not sure about these ladies.
Yeah.
I'm just like Milo.
He's like, one of us can, but I'm not sure about these two ladies. Because you didn't know it was his kids at first. You thought maybe
Yeah.
he was speaking to Zuko or somebody
I thought he was
in
speaking like
power.
like Opal or some
Hmm.
people like that, but it was actually freaking his three kids, and I'm fine with that because as long as they have at least Janora, where I think she's she's even better now, so she'll actually guide them
Hmm.
and all that, and I think Milo's at that age, I would guess, and it's gonna be funny to see how that goes, and they're probably gonna also see Toph when they find Korra.
Well, there was that shot in the trailer of them flying with the
Yeah.
bison. Probably that's them searching for Korra. So that's.
So it's really that was really funny. I like that part.
Hmm.
Milo just always freaking cracks me up. And then of course at the end after that, we got the thing of where Varric, which we forgot to mention earlier, that he took he took a huge chunk of Spirit Vine. But the thing is, we were like, why is he taking that? And then here at the end, basically they're trying to develop some new technology where I guess it's like some kind of weapons that she's trying to make or some kind of energy source
Hmm.
that she's trying to develop. And, you know, Varric's just basically like, this was going to change everything. So I actually want to know what this is going to be. So I just can't wait till next episode. It's
Yeah.
just,
So
it's really good.
you want to do the grading and then some predictions for the next episode?
Just one more thing.
Okay.
Why? I know the Water Nation, right? We got the Water Nation.
Hmm.
We got the Earth Nation, Air Nation, Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Out of the four, one of them's really quiet.
Yeah, you'd never see the Fire Nation
Yeah,
for
the Fire
one.
Nation's always quiet. The only time we ever saw it was when what's her face broke out. That's basically the
Hmm.
only time, and they're really quiet. I wonder why, but I know they're not doing anything bad. But it's I really don't think why they would get all crazy. I don't think they would get that much hurt because they have metal ships. They've
Hmm.
been having metal ships for like years, and that's something I just want to point out there. So hopefully we get to hear the fire lordess
Hmm.
um, voice. So I hope for that. But let's get on to the grading system. Don't want to make this too long. So you want to go first?
Sure. I'm gonna give this episode a solid A, right under the cusp of an A plus. But I know it's gonna get epic and it's gonna be awesome at the end. So I don't want to give this an A plus and then there's nowhere to go from there. But definitely an A. It covered. I mean, there was just so much good. There was humor. There was, not a lot of action, but there were the Toph and Korra training sessions were great. Just even Mako and Wu kind of outrunning that mob kind of had a little bit of tension, and it just felt like it's amping up a little bit from the first two episodes. And we had Kuvera, we had everyone together other than Korra, obviously, and it's just definitely they're setting it up really well. So I'm looking forward to it. So I give this episode an A, and it was the best episode of the season so far. So.
All right. I give it an A. Same thing because it was funny. It basically Toph really I just love Toph, man. She basically was just Toph, so
Hmm.
I like that. And they also really did explain more. And we also finally, of course, many people already knew it from the beginning, but now that Kuvira is actually a full-on villain now, and now she's basically trying to do this whole thing like a Mon. So I'm glad enough that that she finally showed it, and this episode is really also it really did explain a lot what's going on with Korra. So I'm really liking that, and now we know basically what she has to do. So that's why I give it an A. It was perfect. It kept it nice, and it just kept me like wondering what's going to happen next. This show is probably the only show I watch anime, okay, but this is the only show where I'm always hyped for next week. This is the only show, so I just freaking love it, you know. But let's gonna get into some quick predictions, and let's just point out one prediction for each of us, and then we'll get into questions and call it a night. So, you got any predictions for the next episode?
I think the next episode's gonna be about the three Tenzin's kids looking for Korra. Maybe they'll have a little bit of a journey, and they'll show a little bit of that. And then obviously, I think Kuvera is going to be leaving Republic City to go to her Earth Empire. I don't know if we'll see any conflict, or if we will, it won't be. I don't think there'll be too much conflict, but we'll see some. And then, just looking at the trailer and stuff before the book 4 started, they showed shots of Mako and Bolin and Asami and Korra, like, in Republic City, look like fighting crime or battling with somebody. So I don't know if that's going to be in this episode, but I have a feeling Korra's journey is going to get closer to Republic City, or by the end of this episode, I expect her to be on her way to reuniting, getting in with the main storyline and all that. By the end of this episode, I would expect that to be like the hint, or the little sneak for whatever they do at the end of episodes to get you in. So then we'll see a little bit about the Spirit Vine stuff probably too, but that's what I'm expecting.
All right. For me, I would have to say I'm gonna go with like the next episode. Of course we're gonna see where Janora, Milo, and I always forget her name. Iki. There we go. What they're doing. And that they're finding Korra, and also I think we're gonna see where Korra leaves the swamp, or at least Kuvira is next to that little town by the swamp.
Well, I did want to say one thing that reminded you from the trailer. They show the sky bison getting wrapped up with vines, and I'm guessing that's Tenzin's kids and the bison they're flying on. So they might find Korra first, or maybe they're just behind her. Maybe they just miss her.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm definitely going with the whole like Kuvira versus Korra, because remember there's that thing where all the soldiers are on the sides and it was just Kuvira and Korra basically, as I could tell from that trailer that we're fighting. So I'm hoping that happens next. If not, that probably will happen for the next episode. But yeah, I'm really hoping they explain more about what Varric's doing, especially. Because that's actually intriguing. Are they trying to actually make some kind of like nuclear kind of thing, I guess, with spirit vines? I don't know, but hopefully they explain that stuff. I'm really hoping they do that for the next one. So yeah, that's basically the predictions here. So let's get on to some Q&A. I know we got some here, and then we'll call it a night. All right, so first one, Anderson Archula. Now that Toph is here, do you think they'll go in depth with her relationship with her daughters? I think that was already explained, like around book 3, because they actually explained how Toph was basically she loves her daughters, but they always were causing her trouble and everything. So it was basically just a regular family relationship where everybody's mad, but at the end of the day, you always love each other. So it's basically
not to answer his question. I mean, you answered his question, but I think they will have a reunion with Toph's daughters. But we haven't seen Lynn in a couple. I don't think we saw her. Have we seen her this season yet? I'm trying to think.
Lynn, yeah. We saw her in the beginning.
Okay. I don't remember seeing her in the second episode. Was all about Korra, so she was. And she would have been in the first episode. So yeah, I think they'll have a reunion with the Beifongs, the original Beifong.
The original Beifongs going at it. Oh, that would be great. All right, so another one we have from Dragon Swords 15. I also watched Legend of Korra and watched the latest episode. And how did Toph get short?
She wasn't.
I don't know.
I don't think she was tall to begin with.
I think she was. She was like that. She was basically woman tall, basically.
She got a little taller and slender, but I don't think she was ever that tall. Because even when she was standing next to Aang in those flashbacks in Book 1, she was still short to compared to him. But she got short too because she's old. I don't know if he knows this, if Dragon Sword knows this, but old people actually get shorter as they hunch over. If she was standing upright, she'd been taller, obviously. But
Yeah. So that basically answers it. Um, yeah. So Top's basically back to her old shorty. This. Another question to Anderson. Kavira seems to be like Chin.
the Conqueror.
Oh, Chin the Conqueror. Oh, I think I remember. Who's that again? Frig?
He was the one that Kiyoshi separated.
Oh
He
yeah.
fell.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was
Stubborn.
actually a funny moment.
Yeah.
Even though he did die, but that was funny. I'm sorry, but he's just like standing there like,
Mhm.
and then falls right.
Mhm.
But yeah, Chin the Conqueror and is also doing what Sozin tried to do. That, along with Top's speech, do you think Book 4's lesson will be that history will always repeat itself? Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't say she is being like the Fire Lord, because the Fire Lord basically wanted to take over everywhere.
Mhm.
Kuvira just wants to take over. She just wants to take over the Earth Kingdom and leave everybody else out, any other nation. So I could understand kind of Chin the Conqueror, because he was actually trying to take over all of the Earth Kingdom.
Mhm.
So that actually makes sense. But with Sozin, not really, because he wanted to take over basically the whole world.
They wanted to spread the
And-
joy of the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Is how he tried to word it.
Yeah, he wanted to spread basically the
prosperity.
traditions and
Yeah.
everything. So, which was actually really wrong, because remember, even though everybody around the world has different traditions of what they do, so you really can't force them, and you gotta respect it. That's basically how it went. And yeah, so that's basically what we gotta say there. And I know Dragon Sword, you have another one, but that's not related to.
I'm gonna
Korra,
answer
so
that though. I'm gonna
if
say
you want to
no.
answer, go for
I'm
it.
gonna say no and no.
No and no.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I don't watch anime, but I do like some animated movies, and I like Korra, and never played Pokemon a day in my life, not even for a second. So
Wow. Because I would say yes to the first one, but not really to this second one, because it's just like, eh. And if you guys are wondering, it's about our Pokemon. Yeah. But yeah. So thank you guys for joining in, guys. It's really great to have you guys watching and have your thoughts here. And yeah, so that's basically the review for episode 3 for book 4. And I know I keep saying that wrong. I keep saying that in reverse.
you should say the review for book 4,
Book 4, episode 3.
episode 3, the Coronation.
The
If you
Coronation.
want to get really technical, they call them chapters, so it'd be chapter 3.
Yeah, okay. I'll make sure to word that in the next one. But yeah, so thank you guys once again for joining in, and hope you guys join in on the next episode, which will be next Saturday at the same time. So, and that'll be on Terminator's channel this time. So
Yep.
catch it on there. So anyway, guys, like I always say, but the thing is, before I get there, Terminator, last thing you have to say?
I just want to say again, thanks people that watch this. We upload these videos on both our channels. So if you came to this from Mega Gamers, if you follow Terminator Juice, which is me, I'll have next week's review. We're gonna alternate, and yeah, this season just makes me, especially now with Toph's in it, just makes me want to go back and watch the original series all over again for the 6th time, because I've seen it 5 times all the way through from beginning to end, and it's just really captured the essence of The Last Airbender with this book. So if you're watching this, I wonder if you feel the same way, and it's just been great so far. I can't wait for the next episodes, and yeah, catch us on the next review next Saturday. Looking forward to it, and it's gonna be a little tougher because Bayonetta will be out, but we'll still find time. We'll still find time.
We'll manage. We'll manage. Don't worry. We'll manage. But yeah, so guys, thank you guys once again for joining. And like I always say, don't lose your way. Don't be afraid. Just game till the end, especially with the Korra game coming out this Tuesday. So watch. I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff for that, and I think Terminator will also too. So catch on for that. Trust
we
me.
can even talk a little bit about that maybe next week. So
Definitely. I think we'll have a review of the game too. Why not?
all right.
So yeah. So hopefully you guys catch on to that. So once again, see ya.
Bye.